All right. Yeah, no problem, no problem. We are reading Bastex or Bastex stuff. The most recent. Oh my god, it's been a while since we read one of their work. We're almost finished with it. Like this is like the third last one of theirs. But 1733. I'm not even sure if that's on this channel. It should be. No, it should be. It should be. Oh, that one recording of the basketball game where like the people in the recording are starting to realize like they're in a recording, and like they start like doing like crazy shit to try to escape the recording loop. Yeah, that was intense. That's a really good one. That was the most recent one we read from BBS Tech. But now they wrote vibrations. Can you feel the vibration? The time loop one is kind of scary. Imagine your friend being a mindless person that doesn't know what's happening while you have to relive something over and over again. Yeah. Well, the character was saying he used the time to improve himself because like he was very like lost and he had no parents and no wife and he was like kind of like in a state of like what's the point of living, and then like he used that moment to like just like become a better person, which is props to him because 20 years of the same week, same food, because they were in a restaurant, so it's the same food, the same dude you can talk to, only him. He keeps like repeating the same things on the first day of the week. Yeah, it's impressive. But yeah, okay. Vibration. I want to hurry up because my friend is downstairs, so we're at the third last one. Let's get this quickly done. Euclid. Special containment procedures. Automated crawlers programmed by Foundation personnel are to be utilized in the event of new instances of SCP-2267. Existing instances are to be downloaded into an encrypted Foundation network for study and subsequently removed from public view. Personnel are to update crawler search protocols weekly. Description: SCP-2267 is an entity or group that uploads anomalous contents to video sharing sites including YouTube.com and Vine.com. Oh my god, Vine! Under a series of unrelated and apparently nonsensical online handles. The accounts themselves have proven untraceable. Uploaded videos contain footage of musical performances, interviews, and advertisements featuring unknown musical artists and related figures. Despite the depicted popularity of these artists, personnel have included these recordings are not being produced in the Foundation's standard timeline and or reality. Footage of performance depicts fantastical and surrealistic venues, as well as the utilization of technology beyond current mundane capabilities. Analysis of these records produced a list of recurring artists and their musical styles, as well as occasional biographical information presented in Interview C Document A. Researchers have also verified the date in which SCP-2267's home reality diverged from the standard timeline C Document B. A lot of content creators, SCP shows, despite the anomalous the SCP world is no different than ours. But kinda is, actually. Yeah, I mean, they have, like, of course, they have, like, a lot of similarities to our world. Like, a lot of, like, the celebrities and media exist that we have. But, I forgot which SCP number it is where the SCP is our world, like, our actual world. And people, like, from the SCP Foundation escape to ours because, like, they're like, oh, there's no anomalies that they have to deal with in our world. It does show you like how massively different, especially because there's like 9,000 of these things. So like their world is definitely something else for sure. Partial recording a log. Title: Herwitz interview 8. Runtime 456. Yeah. 456, interview with a Caucasian male identified as Jake Herowitz. Herowitz described his childhood in Touchdown in early interest in music. No record of a city or geographical area known as Touchdown exists. Herowitz concludes with the interview with a song from his latest studio album, Firefly Discotheque, consisting of orchestral rock and electronic elements. Of notice are the unusual idiomatic phrases and dialects heard in the interview which have no real-world analogs. You know, Photoshop would actually explain a lot old SCPs. How? Like, how would Photoshop explain the statue? Bro, type. Okay. Okay, what were we meant to say? Sorry, like, I was like... Kaylee, at 2045, footage of concert in a large domed arena in unidentified city. Unknown artist is performing a song borrowing from an eclectic variety of electronic subgenres. Members of crowd can be seen holding up an object in the shape of a bowling pin at the various points. Personnel could not deduce function of object until the drop of an apparent signal, during which it was observed stage machinery produced multicolored beams of light that were attracted to these objects, allowing choreographed manipulation of the beams. Arc with movement. Researchers describe the effect as hypnotic and mesmerizing. I mean to say a lot of SCPs, like the video ones, like John could just be an extremely uncomfortable but how do you explain people actually like visiting him and killing him and then like he comes back alive? Because I was like yeah, from our perspective maybe, but like at the end there's still people that actually swear they went to his house. Great show at must watch. 846 description: footage of a concert in what appears to be a traditional orchestral hall built from a slightly luminescent metal. Paid act. I'm still very like interested on why you're trying to like find reason with SCPs. Like, cause you never actually like told me like why like you you like to theorize how they would work in our world. Is that just something like you like to do? Just like you like try to be like, oh, if it was like in our world, I would do it like this. I'm SCP MatPat. Oh boy. Okay, sure. Person described the on-stage figure as being seated in an elaborate machine similar in appearance to a gyroscope. The figure did not exhibit any signs of distress. Although they were not observed to vocalize or produce sounds through instrumentation, unstructured harmonic tones were clearly audible. Subject anonymously described the sound as beautiful and intoxicating. Title redacted. Runtime 57 seconds. Description: advertisement for what appears to be the above venue. The performance is described as a musical tour or vibration, and lists persons of various vocation, disposition, and life experiences, such as decorated police officer or social worker and a mystic, as well as various community and religious leaders, laud for the chastity and temperance. The headline act was described as a woman raised in a secluded natural environment and only allowed to consume specially cultivated vegetation and honey. Redacted. 6 minutes 46 seconds. The recording of performance in nightclub. Singer appears to be able to project her voice without the use of a microphone. Singer was also observed to change tone, inflection, and tempo of voice with remarkable ease and fluidity. Gotcha. Hunting stuff. At redacted. 6 minutes 21 seconds. Footage of performance in an expensive domed venue. A view of the city skyline from a high altitude is clearly visible outside, which led subjects to conclude the concert is taking place in a dirigible-like craft. The performer in question is only visible as a silhouette behind a shaded screen on stage. An elaborate apparatus comprising multiple microphones surrounding the screen. Despite the presence of a single silhouette, multiple voices singing in harmony are clearly audible. One subject claimed to have observed unusual movement on the singer's neck and shoulder area but could not confirm due to poor image quality. Redacted 223. News broadcast detailing the construction of what appears to be a large black speaker-like structure, approximately 1 kilometer wide, located on an inhabited expanse of the desert. The broadcast is in unknown language. Title Mesmerizing Test Run Redacted. 4 minutes 11 seconds. Footage of what appears to be a large, rounded, multicolored glass structure high in the atmosphere. The structure is positioned at an altitude that allows it to fully cover the sun, which subsequently projects a hyper-realistic environment on the flatlands below. The projected environment is Mandela-like in its complexity and rotates in a hypnotic fashion. Excellent vocalization, presumably made by the camera operator, are clearly audible. Title: Monster Show at download link in description. Runtime 11:45. Description: footage of various figures in white clothing seated in previously seen gyroscopic devices. The constructs are on raised marble dais in the center of the stage. Lights positioned above each apparatus appear to signal which device the audience is currently hearing. 5 other figures in clothing ranging from grey to black are on the lower portion below the stage, all seated in these apparatuses. Audible music appears to be a product of these devices, producing various tones and chords at different intervals. Figures on stage noted to have produced pleasant harmonic sounds, while lower stage persons produce dissonant tones, occasionally utilizing the main piece. Whoops, got prepared for the day, but yeah, final thoughts is that I think back then I just joined earlier, like it's 6:45 now, so back then I think I joined midstream. Huh, okay. Weird. It feels like you had a lot more time back then. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. On Redacted. The entity responsible for SCP-2267 uploaded studio footage of a radio interview with a person referred to as John Steckler, an apparently leading figure in what the interviewer describes as a pneumoacoustics transcript below. Speak of man, SBS token taking a toll on me. Like, you could ask me something like, hey man, what's the algebra problem? I'd be like, well, if you ask me what's the specific SCP law in 998 Herman Fuller did this and how was actually a Herman Fuller attraction. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's not really taking a toll on you. That's just like you're just more interested in this than algebra. That's with everything, right? Something that like you don't really care for, even if they tell you like you probably need it in the future. You know, be like, yeah, but I don't, I don't care for it. So yeah, you will end up just being like, carry over the X. I think, and it's like there's no X. Interviewer in the scientific community who's actually using algebra in the future. I mean, a lot of scientists are. Probably not like the algebra that like we use in school, but like there are certain points in algebra that it can still be used. The carry over the X part, not so much. That's definitely more like that's probably not being used that much. I mean, depends on what they. It depends in physics, maybe. But yeah. Interviewer in the scientific community, there was no interpretation about this at all. Wait, in the scientific community, there was no interpretation about this at all. Well, there was definitely some of that. One of the analysts in the beginning, he quit as soon as he found out we were going in. He was out there, but it was a shock to us too. The ones who stayed, it really was. What was it like being one of the first researchers to arrive on site? The story had been told a lot better in the movies. Yes, but it didn't feel as earth-shattering to us. I know how ridiculous that sounds, but a lot of people don't understand the kind of pressure we were under. We had to do it, right? We had to have a kind of tunnel vision about the whole thing. Just working on what's in front of our noses. But I definitely don't remember any of the men kind of shouting and crying and having these grand epiphanies like you see in all the movies. We just had to do our jobs. Any details you can share with us that's never made into those movies? Oh wow, definitely the smell of the ship. You can't get that across on the screen. I know they keep trying. It smelled like ammonia and mint and honey. It wasn't what we expected. What do you think happened? Well, it's fair to say we don't know for sure. I know one of the soldiers on the details. He's always supported one of the more definitely outlandish theories out there. We found the original, what a lot of people know as a gyro, but what we in the parlance call a pneumatic crystallizer. We found a huge one, right in the middle of the thing, right there. There was stuff there. We still haven't cracked. And do you mean to say gyros can do more than translate psychological states into sound? Are you holding out on us? Well, no. It's just one we found was designed to work on a much larger scale than the ones you used in a club or a home. Who knows who they were? Why the ship was broken on arrival? Where they disappeared to? If it was even supposed to be manned in the first place? How do you feel about this technology in the hands of law enforcement? Data has found pneumatic acroscizer being 95% accurate in diagnosing mental disorders and predicting convict recidivism. Do you think we are using the fruits of this technology in the right way? Maybe there's no right way. Some of these club owners, they've taken the more fringe stuff we found and given them spins I wouldn't have imagined in my wildest dreams. It really is something. Briefly, Dr. Steckler, before we wrap up, do you believe there's a chance we might have a repeat of the touchdown? That soldier I was telling you about, he thought the acquisizer on the ship was meant for the whole planet. Something like a cosmic lie detector, except accurate. What do you think would have happened if the ship came through intact? And they used it on us, the whole planet? It'd be a supreme diagnosis. Program cue music begins to play. Imagine them hooking it up and hearing the garbled, dissonant mess we hear when we hook up repeat offenders. With technology like that, you have to be a moralist. Or a doctor. It's a scary thought. I don't want to think about it. And transcript. Break down the code, solve the algebra problem, and get past the fight. And we... I don't think... Has Disney ever used algebra in their movies? I don't think so. Unless maybe like in the Spy Kids stuff, but that's not really Disney. That's just like... But it's just like in kids movies, I could definitely see it. Because I don't think there's like a lot of algebra being used in movies. Now that I think about it. But yeah, it's always like hackers in movies are never portrayed correctly, right? They're always like, it's like, gotta break down the firewall. and giving the commands. It's always like they describe everything, and like most hackers be like, no. That's not how it goes. Let me think. Would an what anomalies that became social media celebrities have an easier or harder time to become viral? I would say with their ability to overcome technological shortcomings, they would have a good time. But who knows if they break the 1 million views. We're almost done. I need to hurry up. I want to get back to my friend. Not that I'm not enjoying my time with you guys. Don't get me wrong, but it's also I feel like I'm being rude.